Hello and welcome to the Acting Coach Network podcast, where we support acting coaches and theatre school owners to build thriving businesses without burning out. I'm Savannah Madden, founder of the Acting Coach Network, principal of Madden Theatre Arts and business mentor to other amazing coaches like you. And today we're getting stuck into a really exciting topic, putting on shows, because it is show season right now. So whether you're a solo coach running one-to-one sessions, the owner of a theatre school, or someone thinking about adding performances into your business, this episode will give you a comprehensive overview of what it really takes to put on a show. We'll cover everything from venues, costs and rehearsals to the hidden challenges and the incredible rewards that come with showcasing your students' hard work. Let's get started. So why put on a show? I hear you ask. First off, why should we bother with them at all? In my view, no matter the size of your business, whether you're coaching children, teenagers or adults, putting on a show is such a powerful thing to do. It's a wonderful way to celebrate your students' progress, give them a chance to shine and experience that rush of performing in front of an audience. Showcasing your work to parents and carers and your wider community is also a great idea, and from a business point of view it's a fantastic marketing opportunity. The photos, videos and social media content you generate from just one performance can fuel your promotional efforts for months. And remember, a show doesn't always have to mean a full-scale production. If you work with adults or in smaller groups, you might consider a sharing session, an improv night, a monologue slam, or an informal studio performance. It's all about creating a platform for your students to feel seen and celebrated that suits your setup. So finding and choosing a venue. So once you decide to stage a show, your venue is key. Are you going to hire a full-scale theatre, use a school's auditorium, a community centre, or perhaps a smaller intimate space? When choosing your venue, factor in the cost. Most venues require a deposit, and some will ask for full payment up front, while others might let you settle the balance after the event. Ask what's included. Do they provide lighting or sound equipment, a technician, or will you need to hire external professionals? Check what facilities are available, microphones, stage lighting options, dressing rooms, accessible facilities, and so on. And be clear about all the hidden costs, insurance, licenses, and extra staff if required. So ticketing and show fees. A question I get asked a lot is, how do you cover your costs? So selling tickets is a must. I personally use a platform called Stage Stubs, which I love because the audience covers the booking fee and you set the ticket price and receive the full value. In addition to tickets, you may want to charge a show fee, especially if you're providing costumes, props, or extra rehearsals, and this can really help with the costs. The fee can vary depending on your area, but typically I've seen anything from a £5 to £50 per participant. So it really does depend on your location and the scale of the production. And if you're hiring photographers, videographers, printing programs, or providing refreshments, ticket sales alone just won't be enough to break even. So it's about balancing those income streams sensibly. Another way to generate revenue is to reach out to have your events sponsored. You could contact local businesses to do a deal with them where you can promote their business on your social media channels, and in return, they sponsor your event. This is a great way to build your visibility too. You could start with an email out to all the parents of your school and see if the companies they work for would be interested, or they are business owners themselves. Then you could start reaching out to local businesses. Costumes and props. Costume decisions will depend on your show's style. For large-scale productions, you might hire costumes or buy them in bulk. For small-scale productions or solo pieces, I'm a fan of dress to suggest. So for instance, a simple apron for a scene about a cooking competition works really, really well just over some black clothing. This approach keeps costs low and reduces logistical stress while still supporting the audience's imagination. So, licenses, insurance and legalities. When it comes to legalities, here are some essentials. Public liability insurance. Most venues will ask for proof. And if I'm honest, if you are in a coaching business or a theatre school owner, you should probably already have this. Safeguarding policies, you need to have those ready and up to date, especially if you're working with under 18s. And your safeguarding policies need to be updated regularly. Licensed chaperones. Rules do vary by region. So where I work, it is compulsory to have licensed chaperones with all the performers backstage for every performance and rehearsal. However, I do know that in some areas of the country, you can just have DBS checked adults backstage. So it's vital to know your local regulations. And if you are applying for a body of person approval from your local council, this needs to be done at least 21 days before your performance. So I would start looking at that 6 months in advance. So you might have to have a performance license as well. That might be required if you're staging certain plays or musicals or using copyrighted music. So make sure you have the appropriate rights. This is an absolute non-negotiable. You cannot put on a full-scale play or musical just because you want to. You need to get the appropriate rights for it. And don't forget, you might need music licenses, an alcohol license if selling drinks, or permission for raffles and fundraising, and you may even need a hygiene certificate if you have food to sell. So rehearsals, tech and dress. Your rehearsals will likely take place in your usual teaching slots, but you must schedule a technical and dress rehearsal. For small shows with solos and duos, I often combine tech and dress into one rehearsal, which keeps things simple. But for large productions, these can span several days, involving microphone plotting, lighting cues, and full staging. So you need to ensure you have adequate time for everyone to rehearse safely and legally. You also need to ensure that you have chaperones or DBS helpers present at all times for all rehearsals, not just for the show day. They also need to all have legal break times and make sure they are all factored in depending on age, and you can get all of those legal break times on a PDF download from your local council. So backstage team and roles, having a brilliant team makes all the difference, and you need to clearly define everyone's roles. Chaperones are purely responsible for safety and welfare. They are not for anything else. They are just there for the performers. Mic handlers are the people that manage all the headsets and the handheld microphones and follow the mic plot, and the runners support the communication between the backstage dressing rooms and the stage. So give your team clear documentation, running orders, mic plots, emergency procedures. In my shows, I provide clipboards with everything that they need and make sure that the emergency contacts are stored securely, not left lying around on paper, and make sure everyone is briefed in full before rehearsals and the show. I also believe in valuing people's time, so I pay my team a show fee. So I don't pay them their normal hourly rate that they would get for teaching, but it's just one flat fee that I pay, and I always give a small gift as a thank you. It goes a long way in building loyalty and positivity, and they always buy me a gift too, which is lovely. So marketing and capturing the event. A show is a golden opportunity for content creation. Hire a photographer or videographer, or both if budget allows. They're worth every penny for the quality of material you'll get. If you're on a bit more of a budget, definitely consider asking a trusted student or an assistant to capture behind the scenes footage on your phone. That still goes a really long way to help with your marketing. You can use this material across your website, social media and marketing campaigns for months, and it goes without saying that you obviously need consent for any images you share. Communication is key. Communication with parents, carers and students is crucial. everyone goes a bit bananas in show season. So you might choose email updates, newsletters, WhatsApp groups if you have clear consent. But whatever you choose, keep it clear, consistent and easy for people to follow. We all know that parents get bombarded on a daily basis with goodness knows how many emails. So make sure yours are clear and concise. And yes, let's expect the unexpected. And as they say, whatever happens, the show must go on. Because here's the truth. No show runs without a few hiccups. Whether it's last-minute dropouts, venue mix-ups or tech snags, something will crop up. The key? Stay calm, lean on your team, and remember why you're doing it. It's to give your students a magical experience. And remember the joy of show day. It's why we keep coming back to doing them every single year. So when the big day comes, take a breath and enjoy it. There's nothing like seeing students of all ages step onto the stage and shine. For some, it's a familiar space, a natural habitat, if you will. For others, it's the first time they've performed, and the transformation can be extraordinary. I like to think of one of my students who stepped on stage for the very first time this year, and English isn't her first language. And the confidence and the talent she displayed on the stage was just incredible. I wanted to bow down and worship her. She was just amazing. And it is moments like that that remind me why I love what I do. So here are my final thoughts. Putting on a show is hard work. I am not going to lie to you. It isn't always the most financially rewarding part of running a theatre school or coaching business, but the value it brings to your students, your community and your brand is priceless. And as we've discussed, there are ways of making additional revenue to help with the costs of a show. So if you're planning your first show, aim to at least break even. Plan carefully. And if you want help budgeting or planning your next production, whether it's your first or your 15th, I'd love to support you. Thank you so much for listening to the Acting Coach Network podcast. I hope you're leaving today feeling inspired and ready to take on your next show. If you loved this episode, be sure to hit subscribe and leave a review. It really helps get the word out to more amazing coaches like you. Come join the conversation over in our free Facebook group, the Acting Coach Network, and you can connect with me on Instagram at the Acting Coach Network, or drop me an email at savannah@savannahmadden.com, and that's all without H's on the end. You can also catch the video version of this episode on our YouTube channel. Just search the Acting Coach Network. I hope this has inspired and supported you in your show planning. Until next time, take care and happy directing.